I'm sharing something really special. A flip through one of my recent nature sketchbooks. This sketchbook isn't perfect. It's not about finished artwork. It's about process, observation, and connection. Exactly the kind of thing we'll be diving into in my forthcoming online sketching retreat inspired by nature. So let's dive into my sketchbook. Okay, so here we are. Let's take a look inside this Moleskine sketchbook, which has mostly been dedicated to sketching nature. Now, my Moleskine sketchbooks are my daily sketchbooks, so although I don't use them specifically daily, they are ones that come about with me everywhere. They have smooth cream paper, rounded corners, and this lovely hardback so it can be thrown into a bag and taken out with me. And these landscape sketches here are little thumbnails that I've done in pencil when out and about at different gardens, looking at different landscapes, because I love to draw a landscape just in a few marks and strokes. This one here is a slightly more sort of painted variation of a landscape. And the thing that I'm doing in these types of sketches, these thumbnails, I'm just trying to capture a specific moment, a specific view, and I can almost take myself back to this particular landscape where I was standing, where I was looking in my sketchbook. It's a record of my experiences out in nature. Now, my sketchbooks can be messy. They often contain lots of notes. So for example, this was when I went on a clay course and I wrote loads of notes on it. As you can see, I like to press leaves in the pages of my sketchbook. So as I flip through, you'll often find little leaves pressed. I love to keep these, and I'll often come back to these and draw these at a later date. Now here, I was doing a little pencil sketch of some grass that was kind of blowing in the breeze, and this is what I wrote here: tall grass blowing in the breeze. So I'm trying to capture the movement as well that I sensed and that I could see when I was sketching simple sketches, but I've added some words there to really try to help me to remember this specific instant, really helping me to observe visually, recording with drawing, but also recording with words. Here I've drawn different seed pods and seed heads and things. More notes, so again, sketchbooks can be messy. Pages don't always have to be perfect or meaningful. Sometimes just getting your thoughts out of your brain onto the paper can be super helpful. More leaves here. So here I've drawn one of my cactus at home. Here it's a heterohelix, so it's an ivy leaf, a mature one, so it's got this sort of heart shape. So here I've drawn lots of different fungi, and these were drawn from a reference book. I love to collect nature books, and I use them as a way of studying nature, understanding nature, and just sketching from a professional resource. I love to do little colour swatches, so here I've played with colour pencil to experiment with different colours of browns, oranges, yellows, trying out my pencils before sketching a little bit of sunflower in different ways. So this is my brain and my hand experimenting and playing and essentially working things out on the sketchbook page. This isn't a finished piece, it's a way of me exploring and finding my way around a subject. Here I've worked in colour, I've worked in gouache, so a little bit more of an illustrative style. Again, always popping a little colour swatch here and naming them as in what they are. Now, these ones are slightly looser drawings using pen as the first medium for drawing, and then adding a little bit of grey brush pen for tone and a little bit of colour. And then this one took a little bit longer, and anemone, I have to pause before saying that, with a little bit of coloured pencil. So using fine liner for tone and shape and contour, adding on coloured pencil for a little bit of colour. Now these drawings were done at Kew Gardens. I was sat on the ground in one of the greenhouses, and I took a long time to draw these. I indulged in slowing down and taking a long time. I used pencil to get the basic shapes, and then I really observed the smallest of details, the way that 2 spikes at a time came from a single point. I looked at the tone, where was the light and dark, and added a little bit of colour. So this slowing down when you study nature can be super relaxing, and again builds up your powers of observation. More drawings here from this same trip to Kew Gardens. Pencil sketches of all sorts of wonderful succulent plants. Now I love drawing leaves, and this is an example of where I would have done a sketchbook page over numerous sittings. I didn't do all of this in one go. Doing these at different times, one thing that I always think is really important is you don't have to fill a sketchbook page in a single sitting. It's nice to do just a little bit at a time. And again, I love exploring materials. So here, what I've really done is I've used nature as a theme, grabbed a soft pencil, and then just tried to record different marks that sort of represent nature. And then here, I've got little mini landscapes. I love working in a grid. So I've drawn a grid on here and then created my own mini landscapes. Super fun. Another little leaf stuck in here, and some drawings that I do with my daughter. More little landscapes showing and capturing the things that I see when I'm out and about. So these were done out on location, where I just had a single pencil, and I'd already pre-prepared some little areas in like coloured pencil to draw over. Little leaves, we've got some wheat there, Fagus sylvatica buds, an olive leaf, so different leaves and shapes. That's a plantain, which is a wildflower here in the UK, all sketched at different times. Simple pencil again. More leaves. This was done over the autumn, just of really quick pencil sketches, 5-10 minutes each of some pumpkins, gourds and squashes. A more detailed pencil study here. So although this is a nature sketchbook, I'll be sitting with my cup of coffee sometimes and it's there in front of me, so I'll draw it, and this is a continuous line drawing. Some organic shapes in pen. This was where I was sketching at Horsell Common, which is an area near me, just of some trees. More organic shapes. And again, leaves in pencil, different styles, Cornus cusa, Taxus baccata, and a kiwi leaf. Playing with pencil marks, playing with using them. More leaves. Now these leaf studies were done from a magazine. There are some wonderful gardening and horticulture magazines that will have beautiful pictures of different species of leaves, and I use that as my inspiration to draw from. More floral studies here. This is from RHS Wisley. Some camellias, absolutely beautiful flowers, just loose pencil studies. And then a slightly more detailed one. And you know what? Sometimes it's okay if you miss a page or don't fill a page. And then these were some pages that I played with as part of my Inspire sketching membership. We did a grid journaling month, and these were abstract shapes and different things we did throughout the month. This one you can see is inspired by flowers. And as you can see here, I've gone to see some exhibitions, and something that I will always do is sketch what I see at exhibitions. Material studies, landscapes in pencil. So these bits here are little sections that I've done whilst drawing with the breath, so mindful drawing. This was another exhibition I saw, so again, studying and drawing what I see in exhibitions. And again, I'm drawing nature from paintings. I'm making notes, writing quotes, sticking tickets in, drawing seeds, quotes. It's not neat. This sketchbook really helps me through stress, overwhelm, creative slumps. Sometimes I find that this was a Matisse exhibition I saw, so sometimes I find that if I'm not really inspired, I'll go to an exhibition, I'll take myself outdoors, I'll draw something simple, and it really helps me to get over a creative slump. So I hope your sketchbooks do the same for you as well. More mindful sketching here. And this was, I think, the most recent page where I was drawing some tulips. So I was walking outdoors, and this sketchbook has maybe 5 or 6 pages left in it. But the focus of my sketchbook here is nature. And as I flick through these pages, it really helps me to feel more calm. It reminds me of the places that I've visited over the last few months, of the talks that I've listened to about plants that have inspired me, of the teachings that I have delivered through my Inspire membership. It really is wonderful, and I hope that this inspires you to grab a pencil, grab some watercolors, find something from nature that it inspires you, even just popping leaves within your sketchbook pages like I do, pressing them to draw later. And I really hope this inspires you to sketch nature as well. So I hope you enjoyed that flip through my nature sketchbook. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, I want this too, time in nature, a sketchbook full of gentle, creative moments. I'd love for you to join me for Inspired by Nature, my 7-day online sketching retreat this June. It's super gentle, supportive, and beginner-friendly. All you need is a sketchbook, some very basic sketching materials, access to a bit of outdoors, and a little bit of curiosity. To find out more, look at the link underneath this video in the description. Registration is open now, and I can't wait for you to join me. Happy sketching, everyone!